I am a big proponent of, like, women can be strong, independent individuals, and we can do things for ourselves, and we know what we're doing when it comes to, like, hard things, challenging things. We know what we're doing when it comes to housework, all of this stuff. We can build things. Love that for women, and I believe that we can do that because I do that for myself all the time. But every now and then I'm reminded why men think that women can't and shouldn't do things. For example, I'm working on a project at home, I'm building something, and I'm painting it and staining wood and all of these things, and I couldn't quite figure out, like, what metal color would go with the wood stain that I have chosen. So I'm at Home Depot, I'm trying to pick out a paint color, and there's a woman at the paint counter, and the other person at the paint counter is also a woman. And I'm asking her, and of course she's making these suggestions and saying, like, what she thinks is best, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I just didn't really agree with what she was saying. Like, something in my soul was like, I didn't really like this, but I also didn't trust my gut instinct with what I wanted to choose either. So of course I went with what she said, and I come home and I'm thinking, like, God, I wish there was a man at the counter. Like, I wish there was a man who could help me, who could tell me what I'm doing, because I don't always trust the women.
No, sis, you got it. You're strong and independent. Actually, she asked for help, so kudos for that.
So today my mom told me that I'm the problem. Yeah, she said I'm the problem. You know what she said specifically? Was that I'm a flight risk. Yeah, because she said that since I have left all the guys I dated, like, I'm the one who cut it off, that I'm a flight risk. I think it's because I have high standards. I think is what it is. I think, you know what? I don't think I'm the problem. I think what it is that I keep giving these guys a chance when I shouldn't have given them a chance in the first place. And I realize it later on that I shouldn't have given them a chance in the first place, that I should have just left it alone. Yeah, so she said pretty much that I need to stop dating people. Yeah, she says I need to stop dating guys because I'm hurting them. She said that I can't be breaking all these hearts, and, you know, and I keep hurting all these guys. And yeah, I mean, I can't help it. I think what it is that I feel like, oh, I'll give this guy a chance. You know, I'll see. Maybe I'm wrong. You know, I'm trying to prove myself and be like, oh, like, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe my intuition is wrong. Nope, I'm always right. 100% right. Yep. Because there's always something. I feel like guys are always hiding something.
So the guys are always hiding something, and your intuition is right, but your intuition or your gut feeling wasn't enough to say, this man's not going to be a good person. Girl, your mom was right.
Hey, like, I don't know. I talked to this one guy one time. The whole time, I thought he lived on his own. No hate to people who live with their parents, but I felt like he was lying about it. Like, maybe not, like, directly lying about it, but the way he would talk, he'd be like, yeah, you know, at my place, I pay this and that, blah, blah, blah. Like, making it sound like, you know, he paid all the bills for his own place. I don't know. Like, maybe it was just me. Or, like, you know, and, oh, he'd be like, you know, when I'm...
Ma'am, if he said he pays the bills at his own place, sometimes men do that. That is a thing. If they are at their parents' house or wherever they are, most of the time, in my experience, or some of the time, the parents require them to pay rent. The parents require them to pay a bill. So he would not be lying if he said, I pay this at my place. That's where I stay. Come over to my place. Where, oh, this is your parents' house. I get what you're saying, but that's where he stays. Y'all don't be saying this. If it were you, oh, at my house, you're not going to say that you live with your parents. That's where you stay at.
Not home. You know, my dog is just there by himself. As if no one's there home with him, right? I don't know. Yeah, so that was a big, like, you know, obviously then I found out later that he was living with his parents. But it was just, like, it was the fact that he lied about it. Like, I don't know. I feel like that's weird. Like, just be upfront. Why can't people be honest, right? Like, and then I think another thing is too, like, either guys are liars or like they just don't have what it takes to date me, I think.
Are you tired from lying? Is that why you're yawning so much? Are you tired of your own foolishness? Your body is betraying you. Even your body is tired of going through this nonsense that you put it through.
Is what it is. You know, like, they could be 6 foot, you know, attractive, has a good job, everything, right? But then they don't know how to cook. And I'm just like, what do you mean?
Girl, what?
What do you mean you don't know how to cook mac and cheese? At least, like, simplest thing on the planet, I feel like. Ramen and mac and cheese, and they don't know how to cook that? Yeah, no. I feel like everyone should be able to do that. Yeah. I'm not saying that I cook 5-star meals or anything, but at your grown age, and guys, let me tell you this. I've dated a lot of older guys. So you're telling me at the grown age of 30, you're door dashing food every night? You're ordering takeout every single night because you don't know how to cook a meal? Like, come on. Like,
girl, I know women that do that. I know women that do that. What in the world are you talking about right now? Shut up.
Come on, guys, please. If y'all are watching this and y'all don't know how to cook something, please learn. That's what TikTok's for. Please learn. YouTube. Something. Please, guys, please. Because to me, that's a make it or break it. And being able to clean. If you don't know how to sweep or mop, vacuum, like, that's all basic things. Everyone, woman and man, should be able to do this. I don't want all of y'all coming to the comments saying, well, can you cook? Can you clean? Yeah, I live on my own. I can do these things. I was raised that way to be able to provide for myself. Okay? And I would have been taught that whether I was a son or daughter. Like, the way my parents raised me was to be self-efficient. And I feel like a lot of people weren't
sufficient, but continue on.
Raised that way. And, you know, I get it, things happen, but when you get older, like, sometimes it's time to start teaching yourself things, you know? And yeah, so I don't want to hear any of y'all talking about, well, can you cook? Can you clean? Blah, blah, blah. Yeah. So if any of y'all are rich and y'all are looking for a trophy wife, come contact me because I can cook and clean. Yep. And if we have kids, I'll be the stay-at-home mom. Yep. I'll drive them to soccer practice. I'll make all of us breakfast, lunch, and dinner every single day. Yep. As long as we got money.
I'm gonna have to pass on this opportunity, but thank you though. Let's say that for the sake of argument, all of those men had those problems that you were saying that they did. Can't cook, can't clean, still lives at his parents' house. That's terrible. But listening to you talk, why would anybody want to be involved in this? You don't seem interesting. You don't seem like you actually think about things on a deep level. So maybe that's something that you should work on.
As long as we got money.
Just got back from a 5th date. It went bad. Words cannot even express how disappointing it is to get to 5 dates with someone and then leave knowing like I never want to see that man again. I like romance, okay? I like a man who like comes and picks me up for a date. You know, just like in the beginning of dating, come on. This guy is a single dad, so he was like, you know, that just doesn't work out because I have to like drop my son off at like 6. And I was like, okay. He expected me to like come to him for all of our dates except for like 1 date. So I'm going all the way down to Manhattan Beach. It's like 25 minutes-ish to a restaurant that's like around the corner from him. And he's late. I'm waiting outside this restaurant. I mean, not for a long time, probably for exactly 8 minutes. It's not just the 8 minutes, it's like compounded. It's the idea that like, okay, we're going out in your neighborhood. You're not picking me up. Like, it's all of it together, and it just makes me feel bad. Dating is about like identifying like, does this behavior make me feel attracted to this person? When it comes to this guy, I was standing outside that restaurant like, I'm not attracted to this guy. Like, this is not sexy behavior. This is a 5th date. I'm supposed to be like feeling so like hee about him, and I'm sitting outside this restaurant just like annoyed, feeling unspecial. So I didn't tell him that immediately. We go in, we sit, we have like a nice like 15-20 minutes, like, how was your day? How was your day? Hee hee. And then I brought it up, like, pretty much exactly what I just said. That like, listen, I'm already feeling a certain way because I'm traveling to you and you're not picking me up. But then on top of that, when you're late, like, it makes me feel so bad. Like, I don't like the way that this makes me feel. When I say that this man had an adult tantrum in the restaurant, that I said this to him. Words like, can't we just have fun, came out of his mouth. Like, this is a 5th date. Like, this is a 5th date. Like, life can't all be fun. Like, real relationships, like, there are gonna be some conflicts, right? Can't we just talk about this? He could not handle it. When I say that this man went off on me for like 20 minutes about like, I can't believe you'd be so critical. Like, this is one of the nicest restaurants. Can't you just get over it? Da 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 da. I didn't even eat, guys, because like, him going off on me, and when I say going off, I really do mean like, this man monologued for like 15-20 minutes about like how upset he was that I brought up that I was upset. And it was mostly just like, this is a nice restaurant. And I'm just like, I don't care. I'd much rather go to a significantly cheaper restaurant with a man with manners. There was like no empathy from this guy. Absolutely zero empathy, zero emotional intelligence. He thought because he was paying for dinner that he was allowed to treat me any way he wanted, I think, which is gross. And listen, there's different strokes for different folks. Like, there's some women who don't care if a man is late. There are some people like that. They're just like, I don't care. But I am not like that. Okay? I am not like that, which is why I have to voice to the people that I'm dating when they do things that upset me. Where are the men at? Because like, this is nothing. When I think about like voicing my feelings to a man, saying like, I'm upset that you were late is so minuscule. Like, where are the men who can handle women's feelings? Because the men in LA are so dramatic. They're such in their feminine energy. They cannot handle other feminine energy. They will flip out. I'm so happy I'm single. Would I want a partner? Yes. But then when I go out on dates like this, I'm like, this man used to be married. Told me that his wife gained like 30 pounds. And I'm just like, yeah, that checks out. Like, I imagine being with someone like that, you're gonna do things to cope. Probably binge eating is one of them.
Yeah, I guess I see what you're saying, but the man said when you guys try to set up the date in the first place, it's not gonna work because I have to drop off my kid somewhere. So he's probably running around doing things for his kid before the date. So the time that he would pick you up, he's doing things for his kid. So say for instance, if I have to drive across town 25 minutes, that means I have to throw my kid somewhere, put my kid somewhere, I don't know, at 5:30 to get across town to get you. That seems like a lot of running, but most modern women don't care. But if it were in reverse, then the woman, the single mother, would expect the man to pay for the babysitter. Hey, can you send me a car? I'm over here and I'm trying to get everything taken care of. They want men to take things off of their plate. But then when it comes to the man having to do things, he has to take care of all his responsibilities and then add her onto his plate of responsibility. You see how that could be difficult, especially in the dating phase? You don't have any children, so it's easier for you. And he did come out to you, but you don't have any children, so it's easier for you to be mobile. Now, I think it would have been a little bit fairer if, or I should say more fair, if he would come out at least half the dates, but he was paying on all the dates as well. So it's not like he's a complete jerk. And then you sat outside for like 8 minutes. You acted like it was like 15-20 minutes that you were sitting out there. It was 8 minutes. In LA, man, it takes you 30-45 minutes literally to go like 5-10 miles when it should take like 10, 15 minutes. So that 8 minutes of being late, maybe he didn't mean to do that. But what actually happened after the stress of working all day is you came to a nice restaurant, waited for 8 minutes, you already had an issue, and you actually really honestly and truly wasted his time. You could have said this over the phone and he could have been mad at the house. But it's the fact that he had to fight through traffic after a long day at work, I think, and then having to figure out where to put his kid just to come to a nice restaurant that he's about to pay for. And here you say, hey man, I'm already feeling unspecial and appreciated because of this, and this. And then you say, and this is the final straw because you were late because of da. Like, man, after all of this, after all the stress, I just come here to take a load off. I like seeing you. I just come here to relax. If you're this way before y'all get in a relationship, before y'all are dating, before y'all are married, imagine what you're going to be like when you get married. That man walks through the door. Hey babe, how's it going? Kiss, kiss. Hey, the dishes aren't done. I need you to do the dishes. The laundry's not done. I need you to do the laundry. Hey, this needs to be done. That needs to be done. You think a man wants to be involved in that? So I get where you're coming from, not feeling appreciated and not feeling special. And even if we give you 50% of that as valid, what about his feelings? It doesn't seem like you asked him why he was late, what was going on, if he was stressed out, that sort of thing. Nothing. It's just, now this is what I want to talk about. And at the very beginning of dinner, you start dumping on him, but you're never really going to tell anybody that. Your audience has to sit back and say, wait a minute, maybe he was acting like a jerk for the monologue, but maybe there's some things that you were doing as well that weren't so great. But you're not going to listen to that. You're not going to hear that because you really don't care about that type of stuff. Modern women don't seem to be conditioned to care about a man's mental state.
As a single parent, do I feel like I'm worthy of love? My kids are not a death sentence. Like
No, but it does disqualify you from certain people.
Like, what do you mean? Go ahead, say it.
When you have children out of okay, let me also say this. There's different types of situations that happen. There's people that are just frivolous with their life and they have a bunch of kids by a bunch of different men.
Yeah.
There are people that were married, they had children, they got divorced. There are people that were married, were widowed, but they had children. There are people that were in a relationship and they had children. So I think there's so many different experiences of how children come into the world.
So, okay, what experience do you feel like a woman has to have to disqualify her from certain things if she had children out of wedlock?
What I'm saying is you're not disqualified from an experience. I think you're disqualified from a certain caliber of man.
What do you mean?
Most high value masculine men have all of the options, right? All of the options. They make the money, they take care of their body, they're mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually sound, they're energetically high. All the women are flocking to this percentage of men.
Doesn't mean, by the way, that they won't pick you. It just means that they don't necessarily have to pick you because they have other options. And modern women have to accept that.
Just generally speaking. So if they have all of the options, it's the same way how women that are aesthetically look a certain way, they have more options than someone that may not. Just like a man with money that has value has different options from someone that may not. They don't have to choose a woman that has 8 kids by 6 different men. But what I'm saying is essentially when you have a bunch of children by more than one man, why would a high value masculine man choose you over choosing someone that preserved their body, is the same level of aesthetically pleasing and brings value? It's like how I always say when someone's like, would you date a man that makes $60,000 a year? No, because I don't have to. Person that makes $60,000 a year with good character, the man that makes $600,000 a year that has good character, the man that makes $6 million a year that has good character, the man that makes $60 million a year that has good character. Why would I choose the man that makes $60,000 when I have all the options?
Yeah.
I'm going to get eaten alive for saying this, by the way. And I know that for certain.
I don't think like you should care. When a woman has a child and is single, she has to have something of more value where her having a child is seen like it's not a factor. A lot of women are so mad at that because they don't give value nowhere else outside of their
Yeah, you gonna have to believe that.
I'm just being.
Sometimes a pretty face, like it'll catch them, but it won't keep them.
Yeah.
You know, I hate to say certain things, but it's just the truth. You know, we have to think biologically and logically. This is the reality of the situation of innately how men, masculine men, move and think. And the question is, do you want to disqualify yourself from someone that you actually desire to be with because you don't want to wrap it up, or because you want to lay down with somebody that doesn't even give you the time of day?
Listen, men are shameless creatures. Y'all have no shame, okay? I go to get an oil change after work today, okay? I'm already pissed off that I'm there, whatever. I pull into the little bay thing. He goes, he does the oil change, tells me everything that my car needs. I need to do a backflip, call Obama, bake some cookies, whatever else he said. He finishes, he's printing off the receipt. I go to grab the receipt and he takes it back. He said, oh, 1 second. He writes his number down on it. I'm like, what? He said, in case anything goes wrong. What do you mean? Anything goes wrong with the oil change? He's like, well, you know, you just never know. Like, it's been a minute since you had an oil change, so this, that, and the third can happen. Listen, the oil change that I just paid for, if something goes wrong, the police will be calling you.
These modern women keep on telling men that they want them to read between the lines, but somehow cannot read between the lines themselves. Like, it's insane.
Not me, okay?
I've asked several men why they returned back to a girl after ghosting, and some of these answers should really piss you off. To keep it unbiased, I made sure they were men that I was never in a romantic fling with. Let me just say that 9 times out of 10, they are coming back to waste your time. So until he has proved himself to you and he has shown you that he is a changed, healed version of himself, please leave that man alone. Don't tell them I told you, because I'm really about to put you onto some toxic games that they like to play.
You don't have to tell them because you're on TikTok and they're going to run across the video anyway. This is not a secret.
Here are some of the answers. This one, and I quote, I like knowing that I could still have her. It's like a game to me. It's like a game to them, okay? It is for their male ego. It's for their validation. If that doesn't just give you the ultimate ick on that man coming back into your life, then let me continue to number 2. And I quote, usually when I'm going back to the girl, that means the girl that I replaced her with is no longer an option in my life. Continuing on, I was just bored. He hit you up because he was bored. Not because he missed you, not because he liked you, because he had nothing else to do. Followed by, I just wanted to hook up. He had no other option, and he came to you because he knows that you would give it up to him. Take this as your sign to not give it up to him. This one really did it for me. I wanted to leave on my own terms. I didn't want her to have the last word. And lastly, I did really miss her. She was a great girl, but that doesn't necessarily mean that I was ready for a relationship. I get that you want to give him a second chance, but baby, if he doesn't come back with a purpose, leave that man where he's at. Leave him in the grave.
I don't understand. You act like it's the man's fault that they're taking them back. These women have no standards, and they're literally messing with the wrong man. I came back to get some, and guess what? You gave him some. That means you wanted him too. There's no warning. There's no sign not to do it. They wanted it in the first place. They were waiting on that man to come back. Come over here so I can put this thing on you so we can be together. Or not. It doesn't matter. I don't care. I just wanted the same thing from you. You be acting like women, these modern women are victims. They're not. They know exactly who they're going for. They know exactly what they're doing. And that's what they want. That's the life they want to live. Irresponsibly. And then when they get older, they want to cry and snot and moan about men not wanting them because they were doing things like this in their younger years. And it's not even in their younger years anymore. It's into their older years that they do things like this. So no, they don't need a warning. They need more discipline.
You left it.
But you're 29 years old. My son is 27.
It does not matter at all.
Why does it matter? You changed my life.
I will change this whole whip.
I gotta go, but it's nice to meet you.
Just give you my number.
No, do you know how old I am?
I'm sexy, I know that.
Well, thank you, but...
You better than Halle Berry all day.
You know, I want you to have a drink tonight, sir.
I don't drink. But your locks are the crown of the queen. What's your name?
My name is Tisha.
Tisha.
And your name is?
Andre. I'm Ace.
Very nice to meet you, Andre, but I've got to go.
Can I just give you my number, please? Like, if you don't want to text me, you don't have to. But you have my number if you want to change your life.
2 years
I'm
older than my child.
If I can explain this to you one more time, I'm a grown man with mine. and much older than I appear. Much older, much more mature, much more understanding, much more nurturing, much more caring capacity you can ever understand, ever imagine.
I take your number. I am 55 years old.
You're 55 and you're every bit of beautiful. You're every bit of fun.
I've got to go.
Can I just please give you my number?
I'm not going to use it. So
I mean, if you don't, that's fine. But if you have it, at least you can use it if you choose to. There's no harm in taking it. It will be rude of me to not give you my number.
It would be rude.
919. Your phone.
I got it. I got it.
Yeah, you don't got it.
I got it.
You don't got it.
I got it.
Tell me what it was right now.
I got it. Have a good evening.
Man, you gotta shoot your shot, man. That man say it'd be rude of me not to. I ain't never heard that. That was a good one.
And another thing, I could never be with a man who just posts himself all over social media. Like, why do you want attention so bad? Because I feel like when a girl does it, she's doing it for other women. But when a man does it, like, you doing it for other men?
Lying. Y'all be doing it for the men's attention. You can stop that lie right now.
The next guy that goes on me and holds my hands while staring me dead in the eyes is literally getting a baby put inside of them. I'm going to put a baby in their belly. They're going to be pregnant with my child. Yeah, don't do that if you don't want to get knocked up. Don't do that if you're not looking to go to K Jewelers together that day and purchase wedding bands for the both of us, okay? We're eloping. We're not even waiting for a wedding. You're getting married to me. You're not going to leave me after you just held my hands and stared in my eyeballs while doing BCs on my bean. All right.
The pressure of finding someone before a certain age, especially as a woman, does that stress you out at all?
I think it used to. I think the music industry puts this pressure on women. There's lots of stories about people having success, and I don't think, like, age is just a number, you know. I have not got time to waste on guys that are not like in. You're either in or you're out. It's either you or someone else. Yeah. Because I do want to get married. You know, I'm not in my 20s. I'm not just like actively looking to have fun, because it's not that much fun anyway. Do you know what I mean? I think a lot of women feel that in society. It's just the pressure that we put on ourselves. Like, but there's, you know, people are having like kids at 45.
Playing video games as a grown man is weird to me. Why do men play these games all day? It's because they're fun, like scientifically. They're engaging and they're rewarding. And that gives you, they're just really.
It's almost like they don't believe that women play games as well. It's almost like the entire Apple, Google Play stores are funded solely by men. These games are being played solely by men. Words with Friends, Candy Crush, that little Kim Kardashian game, or some of those little drama games that are on the iPhone or an Android, those are being played by men. Girl, shut up. Knowing that women play games too.
Really fun.
Y'all think dating is hard? Imagine being in your mid-40s, covered in tattoos, with a grown daughter, never wearing makeup, never getting your hair done, never having your nails done or your toes, never showing skin, always wearing hoodies and sneakers, not having a fat ass, not having a small stomach, or an extensive wardrobe. Yeah. Oh, and living in Atlanta.
Y'all, I'm talking to this white boy, and he just see me in this pink and black wig. He's like, do you still have your wig under that? I'm like, actually, no, love, I just took it down. He's like, oh, well, what does your hair look like now? I'm like, oh, it's not done. He's like, well, let me just see. I was like, no, I can't show you. He goes, let me just see. I said, okay. This was like, when did I get my hair done? He said, when did you get your hair braided? This is the braid up under the wig. I'm going back to Tyrone.
Shara 7 said this morning that if you want a man to commit to you, all you have to do is let him commit to you. Or not. And if he doesn't want to, kick his out of the curb and find another one. Literally, shake the dog food. They all come running like dogs.
I'm going back to Tyrone. Go ahead and figure out that white boy was treating you a lot better than some Pookie, some Ray Ray, some Tyrone, some Chad. Y'all gonna be stupid. Don't matter the race, don't matter the ethnicity. Y'all gonna say some stupid stuff. Transferring over to this. Just shake the bag, they gonna come. Y'all live by rules that are gonna keep y'all single. it's going to keep you single because you don't learn. That's why you want to go back to Pookie and Ray Ray and Tyrone, because you don't learn. That's why you're going to keep on shaking the bag. That's the bags that the dog want. That's the food that the dog wants, stupid. You want a man that don't eat dog food. He eats regular food. You don't want an animal. You want a man. You want a human being. But you're not going to worry about that because your looks is the bag that you like to shake. You like to get out in the club and twerk a little bit. Just do it. We just having fun with the girls and all the men. Oh, girl, did you see him at the club? Oh, he was looking. Oh, man, why he ain't come up where the good men at? There ain't no good men there. Not looking for the things that you looking for. Or maybe they are because you playing around. Shaking a little something. Hey, let me get a little piece of that. Oh, you a dog. But keep on shaking that bag, baby. Let's see if you find a man that's actually worth something.
We got our next single.
I kind of really regret hopping in the last video or two. Bring my curtains like that, bring it back, or no, that's the thing you guys can do, or she was gorgeous. Pops, just that's the reason.
Baby. Can we bring her back? Huh? So, like we said, this had never happened before, so it's completely up to you if you're even okay with rematching with him, whatever it is. How are you feeling?
What's the deal with the tattoos? Because I have about like 10 and a really big one, like plastic, you know?
So I think it was a prejudging of like what that could come with. Kind of that kind of thing, and I feel like I kind of judged it too quickly. And I really fancy me. So yeah.
I think you're very handsome too, and I like the big, yes, country boy.
Oh God. Okay, well then with that being said, Jason, is it a yes for you for her?
Definitely.
Okay, and Charisma, is it a yes for you for him? Yes. We got a match! Thank you.
I don't know, man. I don't know if I would have gone back on what I said, my decision to pop. I don't know if I'd have done that, but different strokes for different folks. Wish them the best. If that's what you like, bro, that's what you like. Hey, that's just my opinion. To the next video, I'm out.